Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Fly ball, center field. Enciarte going back onto the track, in front of the wall. It is gone. It is a 3-run home run for Freddie Galvis on his 4th hit of the night. And the Padres open this up.
A huge come-from-behind victory last night for the Padres in Game 2 of the series. They've split the first 2 of the 4-game series. Back in the lineup today is Hunter Renfroe, 2 for 4 last night. A couple of singles, a couple of RBIs, and a couple of runs scored as part of the Padres win. And on the other side, the guy that leads the Atlanta Braves in offense, Freddie Freeman, picked up his 15th home run of the year. He's now tied for 3rd in that category in the National League. It's Game 3 of a 4-game series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark. Welcome to Padres baseball. Nice win last night for the Padres. Certainly much needed, and a big night for their shortstop, Freddie Galvis.
Oh, the offense was awesome off the bat of Freddie Galvis, evening the series, and hopefully they can do it again today in Game 3. And part of the reason why the Padres playing so well is shortstop Freddie Galvis. We know what he can do with the leather. He's using the whole field, seeing the ball extremely well. In this series against the Braves, 5 for 9. He's spraying the ball inside part of the plate. He's taking that breaking ball and speeds up his bat, and then the home run. He took that pitch inside and took it the opposite way. So he's seeing the ball well, and hopefully this carries over today because he's 4 for 10 off of Sean Newcomb. So, hey, Padres on a hot day here in Atlanta, hopefully the Shillelagh stay hot as well.
Well, that first home run could be elusive, and certainly for Jose Perella, it was until last night.
It's got to be eating at a guy, not hitting a home run. Sure, you want to get on base, the on-base percentage, the average, you want it to creep up, but everybody loves the long ball, and it took 267 at-bats prior to that swing. No home runs. Look at the smile. As soon as that ball went over, he is still happy, greeting Glenn Hoffman, but the best thing, look at the reception Jose Perella that he got from his teammates last night. Number 1, hopefully many more to follow for Jose Perella.
Speaking of smiles, there's no better smile than that of Tony Gwynn, and it's now been 4 years since he passed.
Hard to believe. A lot of love going out on Twitter today, and everybody missing number 19, Mr. Padre. And one thing that really sticks out to me at Candlestick Park, he was a great teammate. He was a great friend. Everybody who met Tony Gwynn became his friend. R.I.P., Mr. Padre. We miss you. We love you dearly.
Jose Castillo strikes out the very first man he sees in the big leagues.
Swing and miss.
2-2. Got it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jose Castillo.
Welcome back to SunTrust Park, and that was lefty reliever Jose Castillo, who's been dominant since making his major league debut on June 2nd. He struck out 12 of 21 hitters he's faced, only allowed 1 hit and no runs in 6 innings pitched. And what's been most stands out about him most is perhaps his confidence. He's got what I call a good cockiness. I mentioned that to him, and he smiled and said, "It's part of my game." Here's more from Padres bullpen coach Doug Bachler on Castillo.
Well, you know, we knew this kind of coming in after having the experience of pitching in the World Baseball Classic. So, you know, we knew that he was going to rise to the occasion when he showed up at the big leagues. I don't think anybody anticipated, you know, him just mowing through hearts of orders like he is. But he exudes confidence, and the stuff that he's bringing to the table is real. So I think when you look at a guy like that, he's been on the big stage before, and now we're seeing it on an everyday basis.
And Andy Graham said that he's going to be using Castillo in more situations, including sometimes as the closer when he needs to give Brad Hand some relief. Castillo himself said he would like to be a closer at some point in his future. He knows San Diego has one right now, but he said it is a goal of his. Well, coming up, the Padres will look to keep that Saturday slugfest rolling. Padres, Braves, first pitch coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
Motion. Like a roller coaster, you can feel like you're on top of the world at one moment, but then in an instant, things can change and come crashing down. Last night, after yet another questionable call, Padres manager Andy Green was tossed, but then his team quickly responded. After a 7-run fifth inning highlighted by a Freddie Galvis blast to center field, the Padres closed out their 12th win in the last 17 games. Who will end up smiling tonight? Padres and Braves. Game 3 begins now. Welcome to SunTrust Park in Atlanta as we get ready for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 88 degrees, southwest breeze at 6 miles per hour, and the forecast cloudy for the remainder of the day. Right now, plenty of sunshine and a few clouds above and some gathering behind us. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Andy Heilbrunn with you for the 3rd game of this 4-game series. late afternoon, early evening baseball as the Braves take the field in Atlanta. Now today we're participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. Since June 1st, nearly $2 million have been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org. Now the Padres ready to go here today, and it's time now for the Padres lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Jose Perella leads it off. He is at second base with Eric Hosmer at first. Hunter Renfroe in left with Christian Villanueva at third base. Franmil Reyes back in the starting lineup. He is in right field with Freddie Galvis at shortstop. Manuel Margot in center field bats seventh. A.J. Ellis does the catching, batting eighth, and Jordan Lyles, the pitcher, still looking for his first hit of the year, bats out of the ninth spot. Sean Newcomb is on the mound for the Atlanta Braves, and he has had a tremendous year.
He has, but last time out lost to the Dodgers in L.A., allowed 5 runs and 5 1/3. Pitch against the Padres, 6 solid. He got a win at San Diego. He throws the fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider. All-star candidate. He's having that type of year. This kid knows how to pitch. He's not a thrower. He's a pitcher.
Well, Jose Perella ready to work here, and let's check out the defense.
For the Braves, their defense is brought to you by your San Diego Cadillac dealers. Nick Markakis, 4 assists, second among right fielders in the National League. In center field, he's got some speed as well. Inciarte, Charlie Culberson in left. On the infield, third to first, Camargo, Swanson, Albies, and Freeman. Tyler Flowers will be catching this afternoon.
So here we go. Jose Perella climbing in the box on the right side. Sean Newcomb ready to work. It's the Padres, it's the Braves, it's game 3 of the series. And it's right now as Newcomb into the wind in the first pitch. Foul back to the screen. Perella down 0-1. Now the Padres have won 12 of the last 17 games, and their bullpen has been special during that time. A 2.73 ERA with 7 saves during that span. But the offense came alive last night in the win.
And Don, we've got shadows. 5-12 start here on the East Coast. Pretty soon, Sean Newcomb and Jordan Lyles are going to be in the shade, but the rest of the field will be in sunlight. That may play a factor early on in this ball game.
So advantage pitcher at this time with the home plate area in the darkness.
I would have to say that ball is going to be bright, then all of a sudden go dark, and it's going to be tough to pick up.
Kind of changes colors on the way in.
Sure.
And I would think rotation would be the toughest thing to pick up.
Absolutely, especially out of the hand. If you do see it, and then all of a sudden, it's almost like, it's like, you know, you're in a dark room, and then all of a sudden you flash the lights on, or vice versa. It'll hit you. Tough to pick up.
Fouled off to the right, out of play, and Perella hanging in there. 2-2.
It's like the other night in our hotel room. Remember, you got up to turn on the lights, and it like startled me. I was like, wow, Don, what are you doing?
We do not stay in the same hotel room. You and I do not. They don't have us share a room, which is great. Hopefully they don't think of that. Ground ball, fly to third. I've just seen your room, and it's very messy. There's stuff hanging everywhere. I'd rather not.
It's a yard sale.
Yeah. Perella, Hosmer, and Renfroe here in the first inning.
Hanging tough right here. Seeing a lot of pitches from the lefty Newcomb.
Fouled off to the right. Fouls off another one. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Happy homecoming for Jordan Lyles. He's about 4 hours from me. He said he's got 15 to 20 friends here that made the trek from South Carolina. And get into the Braves bullpen. Their bullpen is not doing that well, especially last night they gave it up. They're ranked 10th with a 4.09 ERA.
Here's a liner to left field. On the move is Culberson, and it's going to drop. He'll play it on a hop and fire it back in. Throw to second base. Not going to be in time. Safely diving head first was Jose Perella. A double after a fantastic at bat.
Boy, Culberson really played that one oddly. At first, I thought this ball was going to hang up there enough to where he was going to make the catch. And when you look at look at this ball, does it bounce like right next to him?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he kind of gave up on it, and then the ball checked up, and then he's got to go with the bare hand. Jose turns it on at first base. And like last night, hopefully the Padres can get on the board. They scored 2 in the first inning.
There were 2 things on that. Culberson led up, and then his throw was like a changeup to second base. So didn't get much on the throw, and Perella into second base, head first slide, and he's there for Hosmer, who will take a pitch up for ball 1. Eric Hosmer starting the day at 287, 9 homers and 33 runs batted in.
That was really a nice battle for Perella, getting a chance for Hosmer, getting a chance for Renfroe to see some pitches.
8 pitch at bat.
Yep.
He had fouled off 3 pitches before getting that double to left. Hosmer will foul it off to the left and out of play. 1 hit last night, went 1 for 5. Perella at second base, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Padres would love to score first, especially against Sean Newcomb. Comes in with a 7-2 record into his 14th start of the year. ERA under 3 at 2.92.
Well, as summer is upon us, is it?
Not yet.
Not yet, right?
5 days.
Okay. It's getting warmer, right? So is Eric Hosmer, hitting .379, 10 runs scored over his last 17 games. As the season starts to get a little warmer, Eric Hosmer is starting to get hotter.
Two and 2.
Well, it's your right as a baseball fan. Get out and vote. 2018 All-Star Game representing the Padres. How about vote Hosmer? In the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Saw the uniforms that they're going to be sporting in the home run derby.
Hosmer hits one on the ground to short. Swanson took a look at third, but he'll go to first for the out. And Perella takes third base on the ground out by Hosmer. Well, Hunter Renfroe coming up, and his hit was huge last night. The single drove in the tying and go-ahead runs as part of the huge Padres come from behind attack. And Sam Freeman was tagged with the loss. You saw his despair there after that base hit that got by him.
You know, the one thing I've noticed about Hunter Renfroe in his swing, try not to uppercut. He got on top of that baseball nicely, hit it hard on the ground, up the middle, try not to pull it. On base percentage starting to creep up. Batting average doing the same. Now we've gone half and half with that shadow in between Newcomb and the batter's box.
Shadow kind of created by the roof here off to our right, up by the light towers here. Ball and a strike to Hunter Renfroe. Sean Newcomb, as Mudd mentioned, lost to the Dodgers in his last start. Allowed 2 home runs, and he gave up 3 home runs in his previous 12 starts combined, but the Dodgers really tagged him last time out. So trying to bounce back from that effort. Well, this has been a success story for the Padres this year. Runners in scoring position since June the 1st. They are first. Slugging percentage, on base percentage.
You know what? I think that's a thing.
I do too.
And I'm going to tell you why. Matt Stairs, the hitting coach, has been preaching all year long. And, you know, early in the year, there was a lot of swinging and missing, high fastballs, balls in the dirt. And I believe that it's gotten into the mindset now of these hitters that pressure's on the pitcher. Let's lay off the chum that they're throwing on the outer half, hoping we'll bite. I'm going to wait for my pitch and hit it well where it's pitched.
That is ball 4, and Renfroe down to first base with a 1-out walk.
Now here's the other thing. Patience comes into play, because like that, we just saw Hunter. He is willing to pass it on to the next guy, Villanueva. He would have loved to drive that run in, right? Patience pays off. Let's see if Christian can do some damage.
First and third, 1 away, and Christian Villanueva coming up. 227, 15 homers, and 36 runs batted in. Perella at third, Hunter Renfroe across the diamond at first. Late swing and a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Oh, and 2. Newcomb has won both career starts that he's had against the Padres, tossing 12 scoreless innings combined. And both times that he started against the Padres were in San Diego at Petco Park. Swing and a miss, makes quick work of Christian Villanueva. First strikeout for Newcomb. 2 down here in the first inning.
Sean Newcomb going with the fastball, touching 93-94. Strike 1, 0-1 fastball. Fastball 0-2. He's just going up the ladder a little more. 0-3. He just went bing, bang, boom, up the ladder.
So 2 down, runners at first and third. And here's Franmil Reyes. This could be one of those situations too where if you don't get to him here, you may not get to him at all. You get an opportunity in the first inning to get to this guy. Morella's leadoff double now at third base. Renfroe walked, so first and third, and 22 first inning pitches so far for Sean Newcomb.
He's throwing a lot of fastballs. That's one thing I've noticed. He's mixing a changeup as well. There's another heater. Middle in.
First time through at 227, 196. Second time, third time gets harder.
Yeah. All the way around, he's pitched well this year.
Reyes looks at strike 2. That's where the fastball has been, about 94 miles an hour.
Boy, that's a free and easy delivery at 94. Ball jumps out of his hand very cleanly, very nicely.
Morella at third, Renfroe at first, 2 down in the Padres' first inning. Runner goes as Reyes strikes out and Newcomb gets out of the jam. Those 25 pitches, but Padres don't score. By Petco, the pet company. By Sequan Casino, opening in 2019 is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. And by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today. And Phil Niekro, one of the statues here in brand new SunTrust Park.
Love Nuxie. 318 wins. Hall of Famer. 16th all-time on that wins list.
Now Jordan Lyles' first pitch is in there for strike 1. Ozzie Albies leading it off here for the Braves in the bottom of the first inning. 252, 16 homers, 41 runs batted in. Lyles losing each of his last 2 starts. Trying to snap that skid right here. Eighth start since being added to the rotation.
No problem staying loose this afternoon, that's for sure.
88 degrees when we got started. Popped up shallow center. Galvis, the shortstop, out on the short lawn in center for out number 1. Let's check out the Atlanta Braves starting 9. We just saw Ozzie Albies. He's the second baseman with Dansby Swanson at short. Freddie Freeman at first. Nick Markakis in right. Tyler Flowers does the catching with Charlie Culberson in left. Ender Enciarte in center. Johan Camargo at third base, and Sean Newcomb, the pitcher, bats out of the 9th spot for Brian Snitker. 1 out for Dansby Swanson. Leaves shortstop at 260. 6 homers and 25 runs batted in.
Looks like a little cut fastball out of the hand of Jordan Lyles at 93. But when he is on his game, he's getting ahead, using both sides of the plate with that fastball. Very aggressive in the zone. Just saw a curveball, but here's a little bit more 4-1-1 on the right-hander. He's aggressive in the zone. Command on the corners. And that curveball is key too. Early for strikes, bounce it late for the punchy. Tremendous movement on that last pitch in to Swanson.
On the ground up the middle, and that'll find its way into center field. Base hit for Dansby Swanson with 1 down here in the first inning. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, the guy who's in the MVP race right now, Freddie Freeman, he likes the ball in. Look at how he turns on it. Why? He's very short and quick to the baseball, but he chokes up on the bat as well. He really weighted back nicely on that Steven Matz curveball. Clayton Richard trying to go down and in on him. He gets the hands through. Look at how quick and short that stroke is from Freeman. He is tough. Everything in the strike zone, he is crushing nowadays.
Freddie Freeman takes it the other way. Hunter Renfroe going back at the wall to make the catch in front of it. Fires back in. Swanson had gotten around second, but he will get all the way back to first base on the long drive to left by Freddie Freeman. 2 down.
Thought that ball had a chance. We just showed you what he does to pitches inside. That one is up and away. Driving it that way to left field. And a good read by Hunter Renfroe, because that ball is slicing off the bat. Wide stance, throw the hands. Hey, you get him out these days, you're doing something. Chest lettuce. Yeah, showing it off, Hunter.
2 down, Swanson at first. And Nick Markakis standing in. .325, 8 homers, 44 runs batted in for Markakis.
Can't imagine how hot it is down on that field. There is a little bit of a breeze, though.
I know how hot it is in this booth.
Hot temperature-wise or hot looking-wise?
1-0 pitch coming up here to Nick Markakis. 2-0.
It's a tough 1 through 4, isn't it, for this Braves lineup?
Yeah, it is.
You know, Albies kind of struggling a little bit, but that's why those guys get so many good pitches. Albies, Swanson, with Freeman hitting third. You got to do some good pitching early before you get to Freeman.
Padres 12-5, tied for the 4th best record in the majors dating back to the end of May 29th. Yankees, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers only clubs with better winning percentages during that span. There's a strike. High strike at that, 3-1. Braves trying to avoid losing back-to-back home games for the first time since they had a season-high 4 straight home losses back in May. 3-1 to Markakis. And a fly ball headed to center field, and Manuel Margot. He'll put it away, and the Braves are gone in the first inning. We head to the second without a score. Going to be Freddie Galvis. A tremendous night last night.
Talk about the home run off the bat of Freddie Galvis. This ball is actually on the inside part of the plate. Hands through, barrel to follow. And he takes it the opposite way. I really thought that Inciarte was going to have a chance to get that, but hey, you are free to choose who you want to send to the All-Star game. Why not Freddie Galvis?
Sean Newcomb had to throw 25 first-inning pitches as Galvis sends this to center. Inciarte will get back for out number 1 of the second inning. Time now for the Kia drive to success. And Manuel Margot coming up here for the Padres with 1 out in the inning. Highest batting average in the last 10 days, hitting at .407. Paul Goldschmidt, who went through a really tough struggle, now hitting at .513 over the last 10 days. 1 out here in the second inning, and here is Manny Margot.
You know, you just talking about the Diamondbacks. We don't see them until like August.
Is that right?
Something ridiculous like that.
I feel like we go there fairly soon.
Oh, before the All-Star break, my bad.
Fly ball right field. Markakis moving over. And there are 2 outs. So yeah, he could have been more wrong.
It's the heat. It's the humidity.
2 down. And that'll bring up A.J. Ellis.
See how Newcomb's going with the sleeves? You know, nowadays they've got that dry fit material. So I would guess, and I like this idea because when you're sweating in the humidity, you're not wearing any sleeves, that perspiration can get down in the palm of your hand and on your hands. So it kind of catches the perspiration, and sometimes that ball will maybe slip. You won't get the good grip.
So if you're pitching today, you'd be wearing
I would wear those. Yeah, I like my arms covered.
They shift here a little bit, and this one is grounded into left center field. A base hit for A.J. Ellis. Second Padres hit of the game, and Ellis continues to be hot at the plate. He came up there hitting at 324.
He fought this one off. Ball was inside. If taken, maybe a called ball. And Dansby Swanson was playing on the pull side.
So a 2-out base hit. It brings up the Padres pitcher Jordan Lyles. On a strike to Lyle, still looking for his first hit of the year. 0 for 11 at the plate, does have an RBI. This one is grounded up the middle, and it's going to be the shortstop. Swanson fires to first in time to get Lyles. And to end the inning, done with an inning and a half from SunTrust Park. No score.
Got a very good curveball. Left one up to Freddie Freeman that wasn't really left up. They got hit out of the ballpark, and then we're looking to extend him through the 5th inning, and he ran into some real trouble in that 5th inning. I think his fastball, when he attacks, when he finishes in the bottom third of the zone, is really good. And maybe the last couple times been up a little bit more. So you're looking for him to just finish his pitches, attack aggressively, and he's been working hard and trying to find the changeup again. The changeup was a really effective weapon for him. First couple starts, and while he was in the bullpen, he hasn't had that as much. So I know he's putting in a lot of effort trying to find that right now.
And that was Padres manager Andy Green on starting pitcher Jordan Lyles, who's making his 8th start of the season and his 2nd against Atlanta. In his last start against Atlanta, he gave up a season-high 8 runs in 4 1/3 innings. After that game, he gave a lot of credit to that Braves lineup and said that if you don't bring your A game against that kind of lineup, you're going to get exposed. Don Mudd, as always with Jordan Lyles, it's about being aggressive.
No doubt about it, and it'll be a challenge for him today against this lineup, Mudd. I mean, this is a pretty good lineup you mentioned, especially the middle portion of it.
I remember, and you remember also, Don, that one game when he was perfect, right, against Colorado.
Yeah.
Everything out of his hand was going to exactly where he wanted to throw it. And like Andy said, finish off the pitches and miss down. If you're going to miss down, go up by design. Like that pitch right there has got some life to it at 93 middle in. But the curveball was snapping off. Great break to it. He was going in and out and in with regularity and putting the hitters on the defensive. And it's almost a case of Jordan now being in the rotation, kind of like redlining it for 5 innings. There's a nice change up. Seems to be the mentality these days for starters.
Yeah, just give us 5.
Right.
2-1 to Flowers. In the air to left field. Renfroe kind of froze. Now he came in. Now he goes back. But he's there to make the catch for the first out. That one fooled him.
Defense for the Padres brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Hunter Renfroe in left field. Manuel Margot in center. Franmil Reyes in right. A.J. Ellis will be catching this afternoon, and A.J.'s looking out at Villanueva at third, Galvis at short, Porella at second, and the Gold Glover Eric Hosmer at first base.
One down here in the second inning brings up Charlie Culberson. .257, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in for the former Dodger. Now playing at home in Atlanta from Marietta. Traded in December of this past offseason. It's part of the deal that involved Matt Kemp going to the Dodgers. On the ground, softly hit. In comes Villanueva, but no play. Do or die, tried to barehand it, and it's off his bare hand. And it's a base hit for Culberson, the second hit of the game now for Atlanta.
Yeah, even if he fields that one cleanly, Culberson can run a little bit. No chance for Christian to get this one as he is playing back. That's what you're going to get when you're down in the zone when you throw a breaking ball. That was a breaking ball, so he was out in front of it. See how he had to reach for it? Barrel the bat, topping the baseball. Infield single for Charlie Culberson.
One out, one on. Ender Inciarte coming up. With some exciting news here. Mark Grant's going to be leaving at the end of this inning. He's going to head over to Fox Sports South, and we're going to get former Padre Jeff Francoeur over here.
Frenchie.
For an inning. Sometimes we do this. We did it in Arizona last year.
Yeah.
And in Miami last year, too.
That's right.
But it's happening here in Atlanta. And you're going to be leaving.
Get a taste of the Braves telecast and what they're all about.
Bye-bye.
There's Jeff Francoeur in the middle of Jones Simpson and Chip Carey.
He's rocking the good blue jersey today. Polo. And then he'll be gone for your normal 3 innings.
Correct. Doing
so
radio.
This is going to be 4 innings. Mud-free
zone for Donnie.
Ground ball right side. Perella will go to second for one. On to first. Oh, no. Thought he had him. Pretty close. Inciarte safe at first base. Culberson is out, the lead runner at second.
Well, very tough to double up because Inciarte can run well. The Gold Glove center fielder can get down the line with the best. I mean, he knows exactly what's in front of him here. Nice turn by Freddie. He did everything he could. First base umpire Nick Marley. Yeah, I got safe.
So 2 down, Inciarte at first, and Johan Camargo coming up. Camargo at 224, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in, and another check on Inciarte over there at first base. Well, the win here last night for the Padres snapped their 8-game losing streak in Atlanta, amazingly. Dated back to Turner Field.
I miss Turner Field.
I do too. I like Turner Field.
Really good food room.
Really good ice cream.
Oh, I crushed that machine.
Yes, you did. Multiple times a day.
See if he's going here. Nope.
Fouled off beyond the Padres dugout. Tony Gwynn was talking about it last night, that he didn't like it as an outfielder because it was so dark in the outfield there.
You know, now that, yeah, and I remember that now. It was dark in the outfield. Yeah.
But he loved to hit there because all the lights were pointing towards home plate. The way that the lighting structure was.
Bad candles.
Yeah.
Bad candles in the outfield.
It's now Georgia State's University football field, Turner Field. Throw to first and back to the bag safely is Inciarte.
Well, the Padres smelling something too. Possibly Inciarte might be taken off. You never know.
A little closer. Lyles has gone over there 4 times on Inciarte. Runner goes, and this one is fouled off. So Inciarte back to the bag at first, getting confirmation it was a foul ball.
Notice how the infield holds the moisture, being so humid. They douse the infield to help the infielders' ball stay down, no dust, and with it being so humid here, that's going to maintain that moisture for a long time.
That's pretty wet.
Yeah.
On the ground, and Lyles knocks it down and flips to first base for the out that ends the inning. Scoreless after 2 from Atlanta. Atlanta and former Padre, as promised, Jeff Francoeur is in the house, and thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, you man. We're going to kick Mud out of here. He's done.
Gone.
He's
We're
done.
in a mud-free zone for the next 4 innings. One with Jeff.
I mean, I was a Padre great for 3 weeks. You know, how can I not get out there?
Total of 10 games, I'm told. Yeah. Is this true?
10? I thought 10. It was a few more than 10.
I don't know. The numbers say 10.
I guess it was 10. It was quick.
Well, leading it off is Jose Perella here in the 3rd inning.
Oh, well, I think I played in 10 games.
Okay. Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes, but you were there.
I was there, I think, 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, there you go. I was like, man, I thought I was there longer than 10 games.
This one chopped right side, ranging his Albies to his left. And that's out number 1 of the 3rd inning. Well, here are the particulars in your time spent in San Diego. We have facts, 10 games, at-bats, total of 24, but really more importantly is your major league career. Over 1,400
Yeah, let's not look at those stats with Sam. We can watch. Let's just show the career. That seems better.
Over 1,400 games, a 261 average, 160 long balls, 698 RBIs.
You know, more important to that for me, I'll always be thankful to San Diego and AJ and those guys for giving me the opportunity to go, you know, out there to El Paso and then for a little bit with them. But just that year to get me on, you know, track to finish with 2.5 more years in the big leagues. That's what I enjoyed the most.
What is your favorite memory over the course of your major league career?
Probably in 2010, the World Series in Texas, just because that's what you dream of as a kid.
This one is grounded to short, and Swanson is there.
And that's why I was so excited for y'all when you got Hosmer. Obviously, I played with him in Kansas City, but what he brings to the table and what he's going to do for those guys on the team. That's why I said it's fun to watch right now when you think y'all, what, 5.5 out of first place. And one thing I've always said about San Diego, the bullpen has always, and Darren Balsley does a great job of getting those guys in the bullpen ready to go. We said that last night when we got behind going to the 7th. It's like it's done.
Now 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Hunter Renfroe takes strike 1. I think that's the first place I mentioned. I think 2010 postseason. I did the Tampa Texas series.
Tampa. We went to Game 5.
Yes,
that was totally because we went into Tampa, won the first 2 games, and Tampa went to Texas, won, and then that was too good. We had what, 2 Cliff Lee, David Price matchups.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Now Hunter Renfroe walked his first time up. This one in the air to right field, and Markakis moves in and over. This will be a 7-pitch inning for Newcomb. Done with 2.5 without a score from Atlanta. Clouds are starting to mount here and behind us, and hopefully no precipitation in the area. You never know here in Atlanta.
I was going to say, we're turning into Florida, man. You get afternoon showers all the time here now.
And on the humid side, of course, 88 degrees to start the ball game today. The other voice you hear is Jeff Francoeur joining us here. We're from Fox Sports South and Braves Television. And tell us a little bit about this Atlanta Braves team. They're exciting this year.
Man, that's all I hear from so many people around the area is how fun they are to watch right now. And I'll tell you what, I feel like they have the ability to keep going through this season, especially after 2.5 months. I feel like you could use another bullpen guy. And I think for us, as good as Ozzie and some of these guys are, Freddie and Nick are having such good years. We need a guy to get on base at a pretty good clip in front of them. And You know, Ozzie was so hot earlier, now he's cooled off some. Yeah. And Ender, of course, just hasn't been able to do what he did last year yet. But still, we're 40-29 and playing pretty well.
There's a bunt bid drop down foul by Ozzie Albies, who bats for the second time.
But we've talked about the Padres, and I mean, you think about it, the little run y'all have gone on, and that's Will Myers hadn't even been in the lineup there, and you got a lot of good young players that have been a lot of fun to watch, and I think that's how you do it. I think I've always said it. I like to build around position players, and then go out and obviously you're going to develop some pitching, but go out and get some free agent pitching. I think it's tough to develop 3, 4, 5 good starters. You know, it's just.
Albies takes a hack and fouls it off. Cares about Brian Snitker too. I mean, it seems like a great story. A guy that was an organizational guy, given the chance here, first as the interim manager and now the manager. It seems like he's done a great job.
He has, and you know, everything that happened here this past offseason with John Coppolella and getting banned from baseball and the scout stuff. The one thing I always said that I thought was good that came out of it, obviously it was a black eye over the organization, but there was a good chance Snit was going to be gone. And when all that happened, Alex came in, and I think he just wanted some, you know, continuity and didn't want all these people going everywhere.
Hosmer tags the bag, and there are 2 outs in the inning.
And I think for Snit, it became a great opportunity. And you watch these guys play for him, man, they play hard for Snit. They'll run through a brick wall. And I always said he learned from Bobby. Yeah. And, you know, when you learn from Bobby, man, it's going to be hard to fail.
Yeah, no, and he's done a great job. And right now, very much in the mix of things here in the National League East. I mean, what do you make of the East right now, the NL?
It's tough. You got to believe Washington's going to be there late in the year. You know, they've had a lot of injuries. Phillies kind of come on, been off. I think the team that surprised me a lot was the Mets, just how quickly they've fallen now, and it's been tough up there. But I honestly see it a 2-horse race between the Braves and the Nats going through the rest of the season.
Jordan Lyles has 2 down here in the 3rd inning, and Dansby Swanson take the strike, 1-1. You miss playing?
You know what? I don't. I said so. I played so hard every day for 12 years that now I'm getting to do this for 50, 60 games, a little bit of radio, and then you know what? I get to play golf. I go to the pool with my kids.
That's great.
And there's one great thing about announcing is you can get here a lot later than you did when you played. And of course, I'm doing 4 radio trips, and on those, my golf clubs. That's the first thing. I'm like, if they'd allow me 1 bag, it's my golf clubs before my luggage.
Well, we saw you in San Diego, so we know you were there.
Oh, I was. And so, of course, in San Diego, it's the one trip my wife wanted to come on. So no golf in San Diego. It was nice, though. You know, we had that day game Wednesday, and then we weren't in L.A. till Friday night. So we went up to Del Mar and spent 2 days up there.
That's great.
I love San Diego. Such a beautiful place. And that's why I asked Haas the other day when I saw him back in San Diego. I said, how you doing? He said, well, pretty good. They paid me a nice amount of money to come out here for 8 years and play first base for San Diego. What's so bad? I said, you know, you got the right mindset.
Absolutely.
And I like I said, I love the fact that Freddie Galvis, Haas, AJ bought some winning guys in. That's what I like. Guys that play hard. They're out there every day. You know, I said it when y'all got Freddie Galvis, I loved it. I played with Freddie in 2015 in Philly, and all he does is play every single day. Yeah, you know, he's not an on-base percentage guy, but I think that's why, you know, AJ does a good job batting him 6, batting him 7. You don't have to get on base, but he will come to play. Look at last night, 5 hits, plays great defense, and he's accountable every day. Those types of guys that you win with.
On the ground, deep third on the backhand. Villanueva picks himself up, and the throw across in time. That will end the inning in our conversation with Jeff Francoeur. Thanks so much for joining us.
If you want me back, forget mud. Let's do this. Who wants mud?
Well, it has been 4 years since we lost Tony Gwynn's dad, Tony Gwynn Sr., and it has gone by, I'm sure, extremely quickly for you. But I just want to let you know our thoughts are with you and your family today.
I certainly appreciate it. This is obviously a tough day for myself and my family, but with all the love I've received from you guys and Twitter and Instagram, it makes the day a little bit easier to get through. There's no doubt.
Well, we're thinking about you and your entire family today, and all of certainly the Friar faithful are as well.
Thank you.
Move on here to the fourth, and Villanueva. A big cut there and a swing and a miss.
We've had some relief today early, huh?
Wow. This has been tremendous. I'm in a mud-free zone for 4 full innings.
Mud-free zone.
Mud-free zone. So now he's over on the radio side, bothering Jesse Agler. I mean, working with Jesse Agler.
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be said out loud.
My outside voice. This one has popped up foul off to the right out of play. But no, it's great to have Jeff Francoeur here. There's Mud bothering Jesse. Jesse's just listening.
At this point, Mud knows we're talking about.
Anyway, Jeff Francoeur, tremendous. Now into the TV business as this one is popped up foul. Did you know when you were playing that you get into this at some point afterwards?
No, not early. Not early. I think maybe about 6 years into my career, I started kind of doing some research and going to meet different people. Because I knew I wanted to stay close to the game. Wasn't sure that I was ready to get into the coaching side of it. My kids are still pretty young. But I wanted to be close, and I thought this was the best route to go.
Villanueva struck out his first time up. Now he'll pop this up, backhand, out of play.
But it just seemed like a natural transition for me. I like to talk, which is something that's required at this job. I know a little bit about the game of baseball, so.
Did your dad enjoy it?
He did. I think he did enjoy it. He didn't enjoy traveling.
Yeah.
Which he didn't enjoy when he was playing either. So that wasn't like it was just based on doing the broadcasting side of it. But I think he did enjoy it. It was another way for him to stay close to the big league level. Obviously, he was coaching at San Diego State, but kept him close to the game and involved at the major league level.
Payoff pitch. And Villanueva strikes out for the second time. That is 3 strikeouts for Sean Newcomb. It's a 9-pitch at bat. He battled, but he strikes out in the end.
It just seems like Christian is a little bit off with his swing. This was a well-located pitch by Newcomb, but in the previous at bat, he got some pitches in the middle of the plate and just wasn't on them.
So 1 out, and brings up Franmil Reyes. I know I've told you this before off the air, but I really wish the partners had stuck together. The original partners for the 2008 ALDS, supposed to be myself and your dad on TBS, and we were lined up, and then they switched partners at the last second. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but I ended up working with Harold Reynolds that year. But I thought, I was going to work with your dad, so I was pumped up.
Yeah.
Now working where I'm working now, I really wish I had been there then. Did not work out. He ended up somewhere else in another series.
Yeah, he particularly enjoyed doing the playoff stuff.
Yeah.
He really enjoyed that. He only got to experience the playoffs 3 occasions in his career, so getting involved at this level, I think he enjoyed it a lot.
Franmil Reyes with a healthy hack. Struck out swinging in the first inning.
See Newcomb working the changeup here. 2-0 changeup to Franmil Reyes, knowing that he's going to be aggressive, gets him to swing through it, comes right back with it. Franmil does a good job laying off. Now he's put himself in another attack count.
Sprayed foul off to the right out of play.
You know that's just a timing issue right there for Franmil Reyes. 3-1. It's not usually a count that you'll see a guy that does what Franmil does, which is drive the ball to the ballpark, foul a ball off on the right side of the field as a right-hander.
Back-to-back full counts. This Padres making Newcomb work here. That is strike 3 and not a good call. Appeared to be inside. Reyes thought so. Doug Eddings rings him up, and Reyes saying some stuff before he leaves.
There's just no other way to explain this other than it just is a missed call. Flowers didn't do Doug Eddings any favors by the way he caught that baseball, but it still was well in off the plate.
So 6 in a row retired by Sean Newcomb. A little help from the umpire, Doug Eddings. Freddie Galvis will take strike 1. Freddie flied out to center in the second inning, 0 for 1. On the ground left side to the shortstop. Swanson throws on the run and in time to get Galvis. It ends the top of the 4th inning. We're scoreless from Atlanta. Freddie Freeman coming up here. Flied out to the warning track in left field in the first inning. And sends one down the left field line headed towards the seats. Well, he's had a tremendous year so far and in the MVP conversation. Look at the ranks for him so far. Batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage all first. Second extra base hits and RBIs. Long way to go. He could be first in everything by the end of all that.
Right, and there really shouldn't be another conversation for MVP right now. In my opinion, Freddie Freeman is the runaway favorite at this point.
Hooks it on the ground to second base. Perella. And one down here in the 4th inning. Not sure how you feel about this, but talking about pitchers and possible MVPs, look at Scherzer's numbers, where he ranks at the moment. I've always been of the opinion that you have an MVP as far as the Cy Young goes for pitchers and an MVP for position players. That's just my thought.
And I agree with you. This,
okay.
It irritates me when we start talking about MVP for a pitcher. And I was a teammate of an MVP pitcher in Clayton Kershaw.
Yep.
But they already got an award. They have the Cy Young.
Right.
They don't need another one.
Leave ours alone.
Right. Let the offensive guys have it. Not to mention, to be most valuable, these guys play every day.
Right.
Starting pitchers out there once every 5 days, and he has the control of the game in his hand, but it's only once every 5th day. These guys are running out there 150, 55 games a year. I just think that means so much more, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm with you. I bet Freddie would agree.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure Max would be kind of upset with me right now.
Well, Nick Markakis batting for the second time, flied out to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1.
Hasn't been very many pitchers that's won MVP.
In their first strike.
I think Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander,
Dennis Eckersley.
Eckersley.
I think Pedro Martinez should have one year, but did not, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be right. About the should part, I don't know.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. And Marquez strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Jordan Lyles. 2 down here in the inning.
It's one of the better sliders you're going to see from Jordan Lyles. Slider slash curveball. We can call it a slurve, but very effective. Back foot to Marquez, gets the punch out.
Get you a game break coming up. The Nats and Scherzer on the mound today, so we can't hear Tony, which is a good thing. They're in Toronto. He's busy.
God.
Yeah, he's working. Tyler Flowers. Flied out to left in the second, 0 for 1. Well, pitch ball game so far today. Jordan Lyles and Sean Newcomb.
We've really been a part of watching the Padres have some well-pitched ball games. There's been a lot of them kind of stacking up. Whereas in the beginning parts of the season, it was hard to come by those really good starts, but they seem to be coming in bunches right now.
Yeah, swing and a miss here. Great inning for Lyles. Second 1-2-3 inning. He's now retired 8 in a row. Scoreless through 4. All right, thanks very much, Mike, as we play along here to the 5th inning. And it's Manuel Margot for the second time today. Margot fly to right in the second inning. And is down 0-1. 4 strikeouts so far for Sean Newcomb through 4 innings. What makes Newcomb so tough?
The way he changes speeds. And it looks like from the 2 starts that we've seen from him, he does a really good job of commanding the baseball. I mean, that's what pitching's about in general. I mean, if you can command the baseball, change speeds, you're going to have success at the big league level. I'm sure that last pitch is a pitch he would like to have back. It worked out for him, but it wasn't really where he wanted to make that pitch at.
Looks like they're trying to come in on Margot. And it's too far up.
I think the beauty about watching modern day baseball, we have that nice box there for you, you can get an idea of what's a mistake and what's not a mistake. It's a lot easier to tell.
Two-two pitch. And a fly ball to center field. Inciarte will have room. Moves over to right center for out number 1. Second time the Margot has flied out, and that'll bring up A.J. Ellis. A.J. has been hitting very well. He came into this game hitting at .324 as a single. His first at bat, one of only 2 hits so far today for the Padres. And he's really amazed me because of his lack of playing time, keeping his timing at the plate.
I am in awe, honestly. I mean, the fact that he's been able to keep his rhythm, playing as sporadically as he's played, and still be hitting over 300 at this point, I think it's remarkable.
Yeah, because he's not pinch hitting because he's the backup catcher, and in that instance, you're not going to burn your catcher in most cases. So he's not the guy coming off the bench to pinch hit.
And that actually could play in his favor. You know, pitch hitting is it can be a mental monster. I mean, it really can bother you mentally because you only get that one attempt at it. At least when AJ's playing, he's getting 3 or 4 at bats to get that rhythm and maintain it. Sometimes pitch hitting, which I think is the toughest job in Major League Baseball, can be tough at times.
A couple of hops down to Camargo. Throws out A.J. Ellis, 2 down here in the 5th inning.
We're talking about pitchers who've won the MVP. Willie Hernandez.
That's right. Forgot about it.
Detroit, 1984. Most fans San Diegans will remember him in the World Series against the Padres. Padres have had terrible luck, right? They've played 2 of possibly the best teams in the history of baseball when they've gone to the World Series.
Bad draws.
Terrible draws. Terrible. You get the 84 Detroit team, that's just one of the best, and then you get the 98 Yankees.
Jordan Lyles batting for the 2nd time, grounded to short in the 2nd. Waves of this pitch and strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Newcomb. Halfway through without a score from Atlanta. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. By Petco, the pet company. And by RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. We just saw something here in between innings I have not seen before. and that is the Freeze, who just got beaten by a fan. It is our Arco top-tier play. Now, the Freeze wins basically every time that he runs. It gives the competitor a big jump, and this guy just beat the Freeze by a lot.
Yeah, usually right around this time, you see the piano dropped on the runner's back, and they just start crawling, basically.
No,
this guy,
he wins.
He had good energy.
The Freeze lost. Now, he did race last night and won. And I'm told that his day game after night game performances are not as good. So it's possible that could be the case.
It would make sense.
Yeah, late afternoon start here in Atlanta may have cost the Freeze.
I mean, Freeze has to continue to train for this. This is a nice long distance.
High drive to left field off the bat of Charlie Culberson. Back is Renfroe, and that ball is gone. Braves take a 1-0 lead on a solo shot by Culberson, his third of the year.
Charlie Culberson has made a name for himself being a utility guy and a guy who only hits walk-offs. Looks like he got a fastball in the middle of the plate. Jordan Lyles trying to get ahead. This ball's right down the middle of the plate. Charlie Culberson takes a nice swing, and this ball exit stage left for the Braves, 1-0.
You're talking about mislocation there. Has seen one, a mistake. This one to center. Margot is there, almost in his tracks to retire Enciarte for the first out of the fifth.
When it's a well-pitched game like this, it really boils down to who makes more mistakes and the team that capitalizes on them. As you mentioned, Lyles trying to get ahead. First pitch fastball away. It runs back right over the middle of the plate, and Culberson did miss it.
One out for Johan Camargo, who grounded back to the mound in the second inning. Culberson is now 2 for 2 in this game. Had the infield hit in the second, and now he takes one out of the yard in the fifth.
Charlie getting to play close to home again. Spending a lot of time in the National League West with every team except for the Padres. Now he comes home, lives about an hour away from Atlanta, and putting together a good year for the Braves so far.
Oh, 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a foul at the plate.
AJ's taking a beating back there. Yeah,
back
two pitches in a row. Doug Eddings giving him a little bit of time, trying to gather himself. Can always be worse. Could be Yadier Molina.
Absolutely. Still, you can have major league catchers.
Right.
I mean, I have no interest. Swing and a miss, and Camargo strikes out. Fourth strikeout. 2 down here in the fifth inning.
It's a trick, too. It's like they give you all the equipment and padding, and you think you're protected. Nope, you're not really, though. See the two-seam fastball run away from Camargo there.
2 down, and Sean Newcomb, the pitcher, bats. Struck out swinging in the third inning. I would want to wear goalie equipment, hockey goalie equipment if I was going to be a catcher.
Yep, no doubt.
Those big pads.
I think they should bring the umpire big chest protector thing back.
Absolutely.
We want as much padding as possible.
Forget fashion.
Right. Who needs to look good? Let's just protect ourselves out here.
Strike 2. We're at the bottom of the zone for Lyles. One mistake so far, the only blemish. Leadoff home run in this, the fifth inning. And he makes quick work of Newcomb. Fifth strikeout, but the damage done. Culberson hits his third home run of the year. 1-0 Atlanta.
experience from seeing positive outcomes from it, and that's where the belief gets created that, you know, we can do this again. We came back from a game yesterday or 4 games prior to that, so once you do it, once you live it on the field, it becomes you know, more and more confident to each guy that it can happen again. So I think that's maybe where we're starting to come from.
And that was Eric Hosmer on the resiliency of this team. You know, the Padres haven't played their most clean baseball the last 2 games. They've had some errors, left runners in scoring position, but in both games they were able to bring up some hits and some runs in the later innings. Last night coming out with the win, and the night before keeping it close. And that's what Andy Green is looking for from these guys, is the ability to bounce back after setbacks and keep themselves in the game. Don, Mudd, that's really something that comes with maturity with these players.
It's true, Annie, and it is interesting. You know, the more this happens, the better it is. I mean, because you have that feeling, as Haas said, that you can do it. I mean, once you've done it, you know you can do it. You get down, you can come back, and come from behind victory is such a big part of having a good season.
Yeah, the word Eric used was lived it. Those guys are out on the field. They feel how the energy shifts. They've seen it with their own eyes. And listen, I think Eric Hosmer and Freddie Galvez really embody what it means to be leaders, and they do it in different ways. Eric is more of the vocal leader. He also sets the example. But Freddie who's a much more quieter guy, doesn't talk a lot, but you see the leadership he brings too as well. And I think those two have had such a huge impact on this team and their ability to believe.
Strike over the outside corner to Pirela. 10 in a row retired by Sean Newcomb as he starts the 6th inning. Elevates, and Pirela going after a 92-mile-an-hour fastball up.
3-1 count right there for Pirela. He's in the attack count. Newcomb throws a fastball, but it's up out of the zone.
3rd full count. Ground ball right side. Albies gathers and throws for the first out of the 6th inning.
This Padre ball club has a lot of similarities, not necessarily in the wins and losses column, but characteristics of the 2010 team that I was on here in San Diego. We finished 1 game short of the division, but they have a lot of the same characteristics that that team had. Good mix of young guys and some veterans that have been around. And these guys, they don't care what happens outside the locker room. They're only thinking about how they feel about one another inside the locker room.
1 down here in the 6th inning. Eric Hosmer 0 for 2. He's done the same thing twice. He's ground out to the shortstop, and both times Dansby Swanson up to the task. That is, I would imagine, hard to keep all the noise out. I mean, just to focus on what you're doing as a club. Don't worry about the rest.
It is, and that's where the coaching staff comes into play, and the veterans like Hosmer and Galvez come to play, because they are constant reminders that, hey, keep the other noise that doesn't matter. What everybody else's opinion is about this ball club means nothing, and that includes us, right? But as it pertains to the guys in the locker room, they only care about what one another think about with each other. Just a different vibe going on when you walk down there to listen to Andy before the game starts. It's a different vibe going on down there.
He's talked about it since day 1 of being here in 2016 and changing the culture here, and that's hard to do, but it's something that managers have done in the past. I think of Joe Madden in Tampa Bay. I mean, the culture there had never won in their franchise history. He was able to change the culture there, and you have to have players who buy into it, and it seems this team is buying into it. It's a strikeout for Hosmer. It's 6 down for Newcomb, 2 down in the 6th inning.
Location, location, location. This ball's located down and away. The knuckle curve, exactly where Flowers wanted it. He gets the hot egg and Hosmer.
Rain has started here in Atlanta. A lot of fans ducking for cover right now. As Renfroe takes a strike.
Don, you're talking about Andy Green changing the attitude about this ball club, and you can start to see it. I mean, this team going back to last year just doesn't give up. No matter what the score is, they play 9 innings. Whether they make mistakes or not, they are constantly fighting, and that is the type of attitude that Andy Green has started to install in this organization.
He mentioned it last night after the game. He liked the fight they showed coming from behind. This one down the first base line and just out of the reach. Freddie Freeman, he went a long way down the right field line and nearly got to that ball, but just out of his reach.
Yeah, he ran a long way to make it, and he almost got to that ball. Strides reminiscent of the freeze, maybe? Maybe not as quick, but those long strides.
Covered a lot of ground. Swing and a miss for Renfroe. It's back-to-back Ks for Newcomb, 7 in all. He's retired 13 in a row. 1-0 Braves. The groundskeeper just showed the crew chief, Joe West, what is coming here weather-wise in between innings. Now, it started raining last inning. It is raining rather lightly right now. But Joe West making the decision here for them to pull the tarp. So apparently they got a view as to what is coming and have decided to be preemptive here and put the tarp on the field. The weird part is you got a lot of blue sky out there towards left center field as they put the tarp on the field here in Atlanta. But something must be coming.
And we got to look at that radar as Joe West was looking at it on the phone.
Housekeeper coming out, letting him know what's coming. Joe was not overly pleased to see what was coming. Thought about it for a little while and then said, you know what, let's pull the tarp.
It looked pretty bad.
Yeah, there was a lot of red stuff.
There was a lot of red and green, and there was like no spots in between either.
So it has been raining here again for the last half inning, and not all that hard. It's just weird because of all the blue sky that's around above, but apparently it's coming.
It was nice to see Andy Green and Joe getting along very nicely down there.
Yeah, it was nice, cordial. Yeah, Andy Green was actually, it was interesting. He said that he was thankful that Joe West picked up his hat.
Saw him say that.
When he fired it away, that was his first move after he got ejected.
That's something only Joe would do, too, as he's getting yelled at, pick up the hat that got tossed at him.
Here's your hat.
Here you go, buddy.
Well, this is an interesting situation because now with the rain delay situation coming up here, You have to think about the starters and where they're at. As it turns out, Newcomb is at 69 pitches. I guess it depends how long this rain delay is. But it could be a good thing for the Padres to get into that Braves bullpen if he is unable to come out after this rain delay.
Yeah, the Padres have only had the 2 hits today against Newcomb, and he's been really good. It seems like he's starting to really pick up the pace, too. He's striking out 5 in his last 2 innings. Really done a good job of locating the baseball. He's gotten away with some misses here. But for the most part, he's been up, down in the zone. He's been on the corners and not in the middle of the plate for the most part. Defense has done a good job behind him and really has stymied the Padres' bats through the first 6 innings.
Yeah, Newcomb had retired the last 13 Padres in a row. I said 69. He's actually at 84 pitches total. He has 7 strikeouts in this game. And on the other side, Jordan Lyles pitching very well. Just 1 mistake to Charlie Culberson last inning, and that's been his only blemish.
Yeah, he made the 1 mistake. Charlie Culberson, who is usually hitting walk-off home runs, gets the 1 run, the solo shot, and give the Braves the lead. And Jordan Lyles has been excellent, really, today, and kind of got back to how he was when he was first put back into the rotation. Not striking out a lot of guys, but pitching the contact, bottom of the zone. You see him through the between the legs stop right there to get the out. And listen, I think one thing that's been really good today is that slurve or slider that he likes to throw. It's been really effective today. He's been keeping that at the bottom of the zone. Got a few strikeouts with it. Again, the Padres defense has been much better today. We talked about the error they had yesterday, a few mental lapses. You haven't seen much of that today. It's been a much better, clean game for the Padres so far today.
5 strikeouts for Jordan Lyles in this game. He's only given up 3 hits and the home run. So it is 1-0 Atlanta in this game. We're in the midst of a rain delay. We'll take a break on the other side. Mike Pomerantz and Steve Finley will be with you. It's raining in Atlanta. On the mound after this rain delay is Jordan Lyles. We wondered if he would come back out again, and he is. 69 pitches deep and a delay. And now ready to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning to the top of the Braves order. Ozzie Albies, Dansby Swanson, and Freddie Freeman scheduled to bat in the inning. It's 1-0. Braves on top thanks to a home run by Charlie Culberson in the 5th. That's been it. Here's pitch 70, and we're back underway. The fly ball to shallow right center field. Perella out. Margot coming in. Look out. So is Reyes, and it'll be Margot. Calls off Reyes, which is always a good idea. You don't want to run into Franmil Reyes.
That is a mismatch as it pertains to size and strength. I bet Manny Margot was yelling, "I got it," all the way until that ball landed in his glove.
Works out to be a 25-minute rain delay here in Atlanta. Really didn't have that much rain during the delay.
No, there wasn't a lot of rain. Not a big break for Jordan Lyles. I don't know if that, I don't think that's enough to break his rhythm, and hopefully he can continue to pitch as well as he has so far in this game.
Dansby Swanson will take ball 1. A.J. Ellis thought it was a pretty good pitch, but called a ball. Swanson's got one of the 3 Braves hits in this game. Single to center back in the 1st inning.
Been a lot made of Albies coming up and playing well. Acuna Jr. coming up and playing well, although he's on the DL. But this guy right here, Dansby Swanson, has played much better this year.
To his counterpart at short, Freddie Galvis throws him out on what turned out to be a relatively close play. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Well, tomorrow's the final round play at the 118th U.S. Open as the best in the world look to tame Shinnecock Hills. It all starts at 7 a.m. Pacific on your local Fox station or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. Two down in the 6th inning for Freddie Freeman. Freeman flied out to the warning track in the 1st inning in left. Grounded out to second base in the 4th. So has been contained to this point. Dan Winkler up in the pen, the first action we've seen. So Newcomb may not be coming back after his 84 pitches and this 25-minute rain delay. Might have been too much for him.
It's the difference between a guy who's been in the league a little bit and a young starter that you feel like is going to be a big part of your rotation. May not want to extend him after the break.
Ryan Snitker's Braves with a 1-0 advantage with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Freeman lifts it in the air down the right field line, headed towards the pole and the corner, and it'll come down foul. To the right of the pole, had the distance, but a foul ball, and Freeman seemed to know it all along because he really didn't leave the box.
Yeah, he was wishing that ball was going to stay fair. You see him trying to have the body English on it, trying to move the ball with his head there, but fortunately it doesn't work like that. Fortunately for the Padres, it does.
Payoff pitch and a grounder foul outside of first. It's a mindset of a player who sits through a rain delay. It's got to be tough. You're in the middle of a game, all of a sudden you don't know how long it's going to be.
The hardest part is maintaining that concentration while you're waiting to see how long that break is going to be, because you don't want to come out of that game because it's hard to return to it.
Through the left side into left center, and Freeman's aboard for the first time in this game. So a 2-out base hit, and that is 4 hits now off Lyles. Would contain Freeman until now.
Again, not a bad pitch. This is much like the pitch that Freddie Freeman flew out to left in the first at bat. Change up off the plate. Just beats that ball right between the 5.5 hole.
10-game hitting streak now for Freddie Freeman as he extends it with that base hit.
Such a tough out right now. Doesn't seem to matter where you make pitches. He's locked in. He's going to get off a good swing.
Sits safely in 26 of his last 27 games. And there's Nick Markakis. Markakis is at the end of a 4-year deal here at the Atlanta Braves. Very interesting to see what happens moving forward. He's having a terrific final year, 325 average coming in.
Heck of a time to have a career year. Last year of your contract.
Popped up right side. Pirela equidistant between first and second, and he'll put it away to end the 6th inning. It's 1-0 Braves. To the 7th we go. Atlanta, Sean Newcomb, who comes in at 7-2 on the year, had gone 6 shutout innings before the rains came, racking up 7 strikeouts and retiring the last 13 batters that he faced before departing. Jordan Lyles does come out after the rain delay and continues, but his only blemish in this game was the home run by Culberson, but pitching great, only giving up a total of 4 hits through 6 innings. Ends up with 5 strikeouts in his outing. But again, the only blemish, the home run by Charlie Culberson, who led off the 5th inning with this. His 3rd home run of the year, 13th RBI, and Atlanta enjoys a 1-0 lead to the 7th inning. There are the numbers. Lyles giving up that 1 earned run in 6 innings. Sean Newcomb 6 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts, and Charlie Culberson connecting on the home run. He's 2 for 2 in this game, and it'll be Christian Villanueva who leads it off against the new Braves pitcher, as Dan Winkler into the game now for Sean Newcomb.
We saw Winkler in Thursday's game, an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. And there's been a common theme this afternoon, both pitchers. Strikes, working quickly, keeping the defense busy. Not a lot of traffic, both sides, just 1 mistake. And that was the Braves taking advantage of that mistake. The solo shot, as you mentioned, Don.
It's 2 hits for the Padres. Pirela's double, Ellis' single. Newcomb threw 84 pitches and does not come out after the delay. The key is to get into this pen. Atlanta's bullpen, a 7.11 ERA in their last 10 games. But in 5 games for the Padres this year against their pen, about a 10.57 earned run average.
I would say the Padres own the Braves bullpen.
The Chiefs
owns.
Swing and a miss, and for the 3rd time today, Villanueva has struck out. 1 down.
Sweeping breaking ball from Winkler. We saw that in the first game of this series on Thursday. He's a max effort guy. He will come right at you. That's the slider. Winkler this year going into this game, chalk up another strikeout. That's 39, only against 8 walks in 28 1/3 innings pitched.
1 down here in the 7th inning brings up Franmil Reyes. Struck out in the 1st, swinging and then looking in the 4th inning. Braves pitching has now racked up 8 strikeouts in this game, 7 for the starter Sean Newcomb. Check swing foul off to the right.
Very quick arm action from Winkler. When he comes out of his glove and then gets up on top quickly through the zone quickly, the throwing zone. Doesn't really show the ball a lot. Enabling the hitter to pick up maybe grip, maybe release, rotation. Watch how quick he is from there to there. And plus the max effort delivery too, I think has some deception in it as well. Herky jerky, if you will.
Gave up a couple of runs here the other night. Look out, that ricochet, always nasty off the brick. Shoots all the way out to third base, and Johan Camargo. Gotta be alive if you're a catcher back.
Yeah.
Freddie Galvis waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the 7th. Similar brick now in Texas where the Rangers play, and Camden Yards in Baltimore. Foul back and hangs it 2-2. How did your stint on Braves television go?
It was great visiting with Chip Carey and Joe Simpson, dear friends of ours.
Two of my favorite people.
Tell you what, that's one of the things that I really enjoy about our business is you become very good friends with these guys. You know what? It's guys like that that call this what we do at the big leagues, right?
Absolutely.
And never short on yucks or chuckles.
No, the first national game that I ever did was with Joe Simpson.
Right.
I won't say what it was. It was a one-game playoff.
Oh, you had to remind me.
2007.
Did it have anything to do with Matt Holliday not touching home plate?
Still hasn't touched a plate as far as I'm concerned, but yes. And Joe was very, very good to me. I mean, I'd been a fan of Joe Simpson's for years before that, but working together with him on that night, which was quite a game.
Hey, Joe's a Braves Hall of Famer, recently inducted into the Braves Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
This one fouled off down the right field line out of play. It was so great working with Joe because I had not seen either of those two teams. The one getting playoff.
And he was probably well informed.
Very. Reyes 0 for 2 in this game and takes ball 3, full count.
How was Frenchie?
Outstanding.
He's a good egg, isn't he?
Very good guy. Always has been.
Fun to be around.
I remember going into the clubhouse when he was a player, and he would always talk to you every single time. Go out of his way to say hello. Just had a feeling if you could pick guys who are going to do this for a living when they're done, I would have picked Jeff Francoeur because he screamed broadcaster. And I'm sure if I had met you when you were a player, I would have said the same thing.
Here's the Braves TV team.
Taking the goatee the Chips got going too.
Yeah. He found out you have one.
I know.
So he followed suit.
To the seminar in February. Payoff pitch, and Reyes is struck out for the 3rd time today. It's been a tough day for Villanueva and Reyes. The two combined have struck out 6 times. It's time now for our Valley View Casino trivia question.
I love trivia.
Freddie Galvis had a career-high 5-hit night last night. How many games, 5 or more hits, did Tony Gwynn have in his career? Tweet us your answers by the end of the inning using hashtag Valley View Trivia. So 2 down, Freddie Galvis a batter. His fly to center, grounded out to short. 0 for 2. Lines one to center, and Galvis has got a base hit with 2 away here in the 7th. That breaks up a string of 15 in a row retired by Braves pitching.
That is some really sweet hitting by Freddie Galvis, taking advantage of a pitch that's up in the zone. Flowers wants it down. And the thing is, watch the barrel. Barrel getting solid through the zone level, not underneath it. That barrel's not working underneath it, because if it did, it would be a fly ball to Inciarte in center field. Getting the top hand on top of it for the single.
2 down, and it brings up Manuel Margot with Galvis at first. Margot lines one to center. Inciarte is there to make the catch for out number 3 here, the 7th inning. Well hit, but right at Ender Inciarte in center. We will keep it right here at SunTrust Park in Atlanta for 7th inning stretch and the singing of God Bless America.
And Chief Mark Ware of the Sandy Springs Fire Department.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains through the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Pacific Surfliner. Ride the Surfliner to your next Padres game. By Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today. And by Mozzie Heating and Air, San Diego's choice for heating, cooling, and solar. We play along to the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch swinging and grounding one foul is Tyler Flowers.
Jordan Lyles back out on the mound for the 7th inning. That was pitch 84, and he is still in this game. Weathered the storm there, literally the 25-minute rain delay, and comes back out again.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him. Only the 1 base hit last inning against the Braves. That single to Freeman.
Part of this, as A.J. Ellis gets hit again, it's like 6 times today.
He is getting beat up.
It's been unbelievable. Part of this for Jordan Lyles, I'm thinking, is based on tomorrow.
Bullpen game, right?
Bullpen game tomorrow, so they need him to go a ways.
Yeah, with the way he's throwing. And you know, I think another factor is Don.
Softly grounded to first. Hosmer will flip to Lyles there in plenty of time.
You know,
Flowers retired.
This weather's very, it could be draining, right? But he has proven that even after the delay and the pitches he's thrown, he's staying loose. The velocity is still there. It seems like the location is still there. So why not ride that horse a little bit longer?
Seems to be doing fine. Doesn't appear to be laboring at all.
There was one mistake. That was in the 5th inning to the hitter coming up to the plate.
1 out in the 7th, and Charlie Culberson, the batter. This was the guy that got him. Now he grounds one towards short. Galvis on the run and in time. He does that as good as anybody. 2 down.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Two down in the 7th, and Ender Inciarte coming up for Atlanta. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd, flied out to center in the 5th.
Thank you for that call.
Had a few of those today.
Yeah. And as a pitcher, what do? You just go right back out there, because now Inciarte is probably going to offer at it. See?
Has to.
Yeah.
It was a strike before.
I say throw one on the on-deck circle. He might just swing at it. Throw one to the Padres on-deck circle.
Hit the ball.
Fastball up.
A little too up. That was headed towards the ball.
Too high?
Too high.
Now he's got, he can do so many things here. Breaking ball down. AJ wants the backdoor breaking ball here.
Ground ball right side. Hosmer dives from his backside. The throw. It's not in time. Pulled him off, apparently. The indication by Nick Marley, the first base umpire, that Lyles came off the bag, and we'll see here if the Padres are going to challenge this.
Well, what a great effort by Eric Hosmer, and Lyles getting over there. Let's see, ball was hit. He is off, so he did his job. Now it's a matter of getting to the bag. The stretch. Oh, I got out.
I got out.
Ball is, when the ball hit the back of his glove, it looked like his toe was still on the bag.
But Inciarte may have beaten that out, though. That's the only thing. Check that out, where his foot
He's
is.
safe. You're right. I was concentrating on the ball.
I was too. First time.
You are absolutely right.
He got there and beat it out. So no challenge from the Padres. It is a hit for Inciarte. His speed, the factor there. So 2 down, a base runner here for Atlanta, and Johan Camargo. It's grounded back to the mound and struck out swinging. 3rd time he's gotten a look at Jordan Lyles today.
A good changeup late for Jordan Lyles. Yeah. That's pitch number 93. It's exactly where he wanted it. You cannot get hurt down there. This Father's Day, give Dad the gift of baseball with MLB.tv. Watch baseball live or on demand on his favorite supported devices. Save 50% now through Father's Day. That's tomorrow. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Lead at first for NCarte. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And a swing and a miss for Camargo. Strikes out. That's strikeout number 6 for Jordan Lyles. We're headed for the 8th. The Braves on top 1-0. Eighth inning, and the new pitcher is A.J. Minter, the third arm used for the Atlanta Braves on the day.
Yeah, this guy's got a live arm. Recorded 8 of his last 12 outs via the strikeout. His 30th game. 30 punchies and 26 in 2/3 innings of work. Good fastball, a little breaking ball right there at 91.
As part of a switch here, Peter Borges has taken over in left field.
Wow. That's good fastball, 97.
There's Borges now in left. Charlie Culberson comes out of the game.
A.J. Minter has not blown a lead this season. He's perfect in the hold situation. This is a hold situation. 9 for 9.
Let's try to find a way on here. On deck is Travis Jankowski. He would bat for Jordan Lyles in this inning. On the bench until now. Swing and a miss, and Ellis strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning. Let's get the answer to our Valley View Casino trivia question. Freddie Galvis's night last night, a career high 5 hits. How many games of 5 or more hits did Tony Gwynn have in his career? 9 games, 8 with 5 and 1 with 6.
Wow.
1 down here in the 8th inning, and here is Travis Jankowski. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball.
Hey, nice bounce back outing, Don, for Jordan Lyles, wouldn't you say?
I would agree, no doubt about it, and really showed a lot coming back out after the 25-minute rain delay.
Yeah, and against the team that's in first place in the NL East, these Atlanta Braves, swinging the bat well, having to deal with Freddie Freeman, having to deal with that rain delay of 25 minutes. That's a good day in the big leagues.
7 innings, 5 hits, just the 1 run. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 6.
I'll take that once every 5 days.
It's a 1-1 to Jankowski. '98 from A.J. Minter.
It's got to be tough coming off the bench like Travis and having to try to turn that around. That's why you got to think opposite field. Fastball away. Pepper to left.
Swing and a miss on a 98-mile-an-hour rising fastball. 2 down. Back-to-back Ks for A.J. Minter. Well, it's time now for our San Diego fans of the game.
You know what, I have to say, this is my personal opinion. I love that BP top he's wearing.
Did you wear that top?
No, that was 84. 80, you know, that was like early 80s. I love that.
2 down in the 8th inning, and Jose Perella. Fly ball, sky to left center, but very playable for Ender Enciarte. It's a 1-2-3 8th inning for A.J. Minter. It's a 1-0 Braves lead.
Jordan Lyles in the curveball today. Boy, he really did a great job today. He had that snap, he had that rotation, he had the location. After this outing, going 7 innings, 4 curveballs, he got strikeouts and a little emotion there at the end. A.J. Ellis gives him the old point. Say, way to go. It's a great afternoon. Kept him close, kept him in the ball game as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Kirby Yates into the game here to pitch the 8th inning after 7 strong innings from Jordan Lyles.
29th game for the right-hander, and the thing that jumps out is the strikeouts. More strikeouts than innings pitched. Kirby Yates has been in this situation before. One thing in mind, hold the deficit. Hold them here, bloop in the blast. Good to go.
189 the average for Borges. No homers, 3 runs batted in. Took over in left field last inning. Bats for the first time. Little pop-up has Hosmer into foul ground for out number 1 of the 8th inning.
Tomorrow, live coverage of the FIFA World Cup continues at 7 a.m. Pacific as Thomas Mueller and defending champion Germany battle Chicharito and Mexico in group play. Then Brazil faces off with Switzerland at 11 Pacific. Catch all the action on FS1 or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. Gotta love it.
One down here in the 8th inning. Pretty special here in Atlanta. It was a sellout last night. 41,916 today is the largest crowd to attend SunTrust Park in their history. Now, granted, it's only been a year and change. Here's a liner to center. But this is the largest crowd in the history of this ballpark here for Game 3 of this 4-game series against the Padres.
They knew you were coming.
Tremendous crowd here today. Again, 41,916, 5th sellout, largest crowd ever.
It's a nice crowd. Good buzz in the air. Hopefully the Padres can lower that buzz.
So 2 down and Dansby Swanson coming up.
You can really tell from that angle. That's a good shot.
Sure, our director Zach Jensen really appreciates your critique.
Hey, great crew. Not only ours, but the crew here in Atlanta.
It's only fair, though. They critique you behind your back. So.
Well, that's all right.
2 down here in the 8th. Swanson in the air down the left field line. He's out ahead, and it's a foul ball.
Loud strike.
That's pretty cool.
Like car alarms going off?
Yeah, like they hit a car.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Looking ahead to the 9th inning. Got the right people coming up. Eric Hosmer leading it off on a Renfroe. Christian Villanueva. Line down the right field line this time and foul. Well, getting ready is Vizcaíno, as you might expect. Closer for the Braves. Limbering up in a 1-run game right now. The Atlanta batting with 2 down in the 8th. Vizcaíno got his 13th save in game 1 of the series. Pitched a scoreless 9th inning. And the closer here in Atlanta since July the 30th of last year. Yates with a 1-2. 2-2.
Last 15 games on the road for Kirby. He's been lights out. 1.26 ERA. Opponents only hitting 143 off the right-hander. Great location of the fastball. He's got that split-fingered fastball that's really tough to square up.
Line foul sharply into the seats. Kirby Yates' brother Tyler pitched for the Braves in 2006 and 2007. Now Kirby's facing the Braves here in 2018. 2-2. Full count. Freddie Freeman on deck. Padres would just as soon leave him there. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up here to Dansby Swanson. He's put on a pretty good battle.
Looks like a fastball in right here.
And that That's strike 3. Good pitch from Yates. Swanson stands so close to the plate. Yates able to get him. It's a 1-2-3/8. We head to the 9th inning, and Eric Hosmer will lead it off for the Padres. They need a run from Atlanta with the Braves on top 1-0 to the 9th we go.
For all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
9th inning from SunTrust Park in Atlanta as Eric Hosmer gets himself ready for an at-bat here in the 9th inning. Into the game is Arodys Vizcaíno. Second game we've seen him in this series. Picked up his 13th save last time we saw him.
Well, this guy at times, he can get a little shaky sometimes with his command. He's got a fastball and a breaking ball. Touch about 98. See the 12 walks in 27 2/3. I would have to say with the velocity that he has, uncomfortable at bats, good splits, both lefties and righties below 200.
Hosmer 0 for 3 in this game, has grounded out twice and struck out. That was against the starter, Sean Newcomb. That's strike 1.
You know, Don, I think a big key against Vizcaíno is to avoid 2 strikes. This year, when batters are getting 2 strikes on them, they're only hitting 109. 7 for 64. 29 strikeouts for Vizcaíno.
Wild swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2.
Pulled the string. 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
So Hosmer's down 0-2 to begin things here in the 9th inning. Strike 3, 1 down in the 9th inning. That was pretty nasty.
Yes,
One
it
away.
was. Yes, it was. And how did he get that strikeout? First pitch, fastball outside corner at 98. Doing a little something there with 90 right down the heart, way out in front of it, and then to put him away, the old breaking ball down and in.
1 down in the 9th, and it brings up Hunter Renfroe. Walk in the 1st inning, fly to right in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 6th inning. It's been a difficult day for Christian Villanueva, who struck out 3 times, and the pinch hitter has come out on deck for him. Looks like Corey Spangenberg, the bat for Villanueva here in the 9th inning. Strike 2, top of the zone.
Bounces away, 1-2. A piece of Tyler Flowers. So Sean Newcomb, the starter, 6 shutout innings. Dan Winkler, a shutout inning. A.J. Minter, a shutout inning. Total of 12 strikeouts for Braves pitching in this game. 98, but off the outside edge.
Here comes the sweeper. Breaking ball.
Not tantalizing enough. Full count.
Base runners any way you can.
Jammed and pops it up foul. And a piece of that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. One out, 9th inning. Braves on top, 1-0. Renfroe grounds it foul. Will do it again. The battle continues. Hunter hanging tough right now. Payoff pitch again. Renfroe down the left field line. This ball is going to get in. Borges cuts it off. Renfroe's thinking 2. Throw goes to second. Renfroe gets in with a double. Sliding in with 1 down in the 9th inning. Great at bat by Hunter Renfroe.
What a great battle by Hunter. Fighting off fastballs. He gets a breaking ball. It speeds up his bat. He just didn't get it out off the plate enough. So the hitter recognizes that. Now he's got to keep the hands back just a little bit more. Gets out in front of it. Dumps it into left field. That's a classic example of getting too much of the plate on that breaking ball and speeding up his bat, pulling it down that left field line.
1 out. Renfroe at second base, and the pinch hitter is Corey Spangenberg. Strike 1, 99, then a little extra. Andy Green going to the left-handed bat here in Spangenberg in lieu of Christian Villanueva. Tying run in scoring position, 1 down in the 9th inning. Oh, and 2.
Wow. He's reaching back for a little extra. Back-to-back 99s.
Franmil Reyes waiting on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Look out, and Spangenberg gets hit with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Not sure where it got him.
Wow. Right tricep.
It looks like pretty much that area, and he is down at first base here. So runners at first and second. Meeting at the mound as out is the catcher Tyler Flowers, joining the shortstop Dansby Swanson.
Getting interesting here. You know, it just came to mind for me. Remember all the footage we saw, the video we saw Reyes when he was in El Paso? Where were most of his home runs we saw?
Going the other way.
Opposite field, right?
Yeah.
You've got a hard thrower, this guy, you know. He just needs to get the barrel of the bat on that baseball. Get a fastball up. Let him supply all the power and take your chances that way.
Franmil's got some power of his own. Ball one. He has struck out 3 times today, twice swinging, once looking. A chance to do some damage here in the 9th inning. One and one.
Well, prior to this outing, 27 2/3 innings pitched for Vizcaino. He's given up 2 home runs.
Battle between Arodys Vizcaino and Franmil Reyes. 1 and 2.
That was the pitch there. If he could have got on top of that 98, just squared it up. He wanted it down and away, and it leaked right over the heart of the plate, right at the belt buckle.
Reyes pops it up foul off to the right, out of play.
You know, it's another good key here for the Padres. You got Spangenberg's speed on first. You've got Renfroe on second base. Extra base hit. You could probably see Corey Spangenberg picking the pocket of Hunter Renfroe around home plate if they both score.
Two on, one away. Reyes battling with a count of 1 and 2. Time called. Gets it from home plate umpire Doug Eddings. Braves took game 1. Padres won game 2. Atlanta has a 1-0 lead in the 9th inning of game 3. 2 and 2. Reyes now. Freddie Galvis expected next, with 1 down in the Padres' 9th inning. Reyes strikes out, 2 down in the 9th. 98. Second strikeout for Vizcaino.
This is a spot where Reyes cannot get extended, and with 2 strikes, he's got to protect. Good run on that 98 in off the plate.
Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, happy homecoming for Jordan. He pitched really well. 7 innings, only 1 earned run, and getting to the Braves' pen. 2 2/3 from the pen. They have yet to surrender a run.
2 on, 2 down. Freddie Galvis, the batter. Strike 1. Galvis didn't think so. Strike 2, not ahead. Changed up. It's not fair. 0-2 the count with 2 down. They'll come to their feet. Biggest crowd ever here at SunTrust Park. Galvis pops it up foul, backing out of play. Two down, 9th inning. 2 on for the Padres. First and second. Freddie Galvis down 0-2. One and 2. Nicely blocked by Tyler Flowers. The 25th pitch coming up for Vizcaino since coming into this game in the 9th inning. Galvis fouls it back, stays alive. That was 99 and up. Tough pitch to get on.
Not only the velocity, but the movement from Vizcaino, especially that one about knee high, outer half of the plate. Tough to square up.
Look at the breakdown for Vizcaino since coming in. 18 of the 25 pitches have been strikes. Galvis hits it on the ground to short. Swanson's going to first, and that is that. Braves hold on and blank the Padres 1-0. This was a fun ball game, but a frustrating one for the Padres. They drop game 3 of the series. Vizcaino gets the save, and the Braves win it 1-0. It's time now for Padres Live. Mike Pomerantz, what's in store?